It's that time of the week where we discuss all things Norwich City here on Talk Norwich City. Welcome back, everyone, to the TNC Podcast. Jack Reeve and Chris Reeve back with you for the next hour or so to dissect everything that we witnessed at the weekend, somewhat of a post-mortem, and look ahead to this week coming. A big game on Tuesday night against Dean Smith's old boys, Aston Villa. Chris, you good? I was going to say, have you recovered from the weekend? I suppose there wasn't too much to recover from, barring that Cristiano Ronaldo penalty.
Yeah, I actually went away, and more or less as soon as I left the ground, I was actually okay with it because we gave it our all. We put in plenty of fight. We showed character. We showed spirit. We showed more determination in that single game than we did in the entire time in the Premier League under Daniel Farke. And I was genuinely really pleased with how the lads applied themselves. I was really pleased with the way that Dean Smith went about the game. I was so pleased with the squad, and particularly that starting lineup, because you and I, Jack, we looked at that on the concourse and we went, oh no, this is going to be a cricket score today. And do you know what? We got it horrifically wrong. We didn't need to be worried. And what I'm sure we'll go into some more in more detail, but I'm just so pleased and I'm in awe of Dean Smith and Shaky, because he's getting a tune out of Lucas Roop, PP, Jakob Sorensen's now in the room again. And I'm just thinking, for you to be, getting players like that and making them perform, and I know Manchester United weren't the best, right? And Cristiano Ronaldo was genuinely nothing special, but it's still Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, I think as well, yes, United were poor, but it takes, if they were up against a poor side, they would have won comfortably. So I think we have to take some kind of credit. We'll be getting into that Manchester United game a lot deeper during this show. Please do feel free to get your questions in. A quick mention at the top of the show for our sponsors, Lakens. I'm sipping on it tonight. 20% off down in the description below. Not long now until you need to get your orders in if you want them by Christmas. So get them in.
And Jack, I need to say on Lakens, goodness gracious me, did they impress me today?
Did they?
Oh wow, they rocked up, yeah. And they didn't just give me my normal mixed case, which I absolutely love. They rocked up with a keg of what's called Saint Nick's.
Yeah, here we go.
It's a new Christmas brew, and honestly, I cannot wait to crack it open this weekend after we've beaten West Ham away, and I am really going to enjoy that to its full.
Well, the wonderful thing about them barrels are, I think they're about 8 or 10 pints, I think, in there, maybe a little bit less, and the only other time I've got one was at Valentine's. They produce a wonderful brew called Jack Valentine, and it was during lockdown, so I was the only one drinking. I was the only one in the flat with Jen, and she doesn't really drink ale, so I polished it off all in one night. It was a phenomenal evening, and I'm sure a lot of you will enjoy St. Nick's. Let's get a few questions in. It's me, James E. Chris has mentioned him already. But let's talk about Jakob Sorensen. James E. wants a statue outside of Carrow Road. Chris, I think a lot of people have forgotten just what a brilliant job he did last season. In left back last season, we signed him as a central defensive midfielder. This weekend, in at centre back. I mean, we were giggling, weren't we? Because he's about 5'6", and he was having to defend a man marked Cristiano Ronaldo, but did a brilliant job.
Yeah, look. I've met Jakob Sorensen, albeit briefly, at the England Euro final, along with Mr. Hugill, and he's a really quiet lad, really unassuming, and just really, really nice, almost too nice. And when he was thrown in the Championship, you looked at it and you thought, he's done a great job, but it's the Championship. And I almost feel like we, or maybe the fan base in general, maybe we've mislabeled Jakob Sorensen, because I remember when he first came to the club, we spoke to Jens Bertelascu, of course, a former Norwich City defender, Danish, and said, look, this guy's great, but it's not going to be right now. It's going to be one for the future. Look, Jack, I'm looking at that game and I'm thinking, I'm really comfortable. With Jakob Sorensen playing anywhere right now. Quite frankly, if Dean Smith said, Do you know what? I'm giving Pookie a rest on Tuesday night. Jakob, you're up top. Do you know what, Jack? I think he'd bang the goals in. Seriously, no, there is nothing that Jakob Sorensen cannot do. I'm so impressed with him. And considering his age, and he's coming up against Ronnie, and there was no rabbit in the headlights, and he took to it like a duck to water, a Danish duck to water. And do you know what? I love that from him.
The Danish duck, I feel a new nickname coming on. In all seriousness, though, where do you think his preferred position is? Because it looks as if Ben Gibson will be fit to play against Aston Villa, which is brilliant news considering our woes with injuries at centre back. Does it raise the question, is he the central defensive midfielder that we've been crying out for this season?
Well, look, at the moment, Norman's
because
out.
That's where we signed him for.
Yeah, right? I know, Jack, but the matter of the fact is, Lucas Roop at the moment is playing really, really well.
Yeah.
And I think deserves game time. And I think he probably arguably deserves it more than Jakob in that role at the moment. We know it's always great to have a player that can play, that can be a sponge and can play almost anywhere on the pitch. We've got that in Jakob Sorensen. And I know we don't want to say this, and this is the last time I mention it on this podcast. If we go down, Jakob Sorensen in that central defensive midfield role, mate, I think he'd absolutely tear the championship a new one. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm really, really content with Jakob. Brilliant player.
Good. Yellow's NCFC. Let's get this one, and I'm sure this is something that will crop up a lot this evening. What did you think of the refereeing on Saturday? I thought it was awful. Now, by Chris's exasperated tone there, I assume I know what the response will be. I'm actually going to take an opinion that I don't think is probably held by too many Norwich fans.
Well, that's a surprise, Jack.
I didn't think the penalty was too harsh. I think Max was silly to do what he did because the ball was going miles over Cristiano. Look, I get why he did it. I think in that time of the game, it was a silly decision. I think the one decision that Norwich can feel hard done by was the handball off of Billy Gilmore's strike in the second half. But we didn't appeal. There was no appeal whatsoever, and it seemed like a clear handball to me. I mean, I'd watched the Manchester City against Wolves game earlier in the day, and the exact same happened. And Manchester City were awarded a penalty. Now, I know, Chris, you tweeted after the game that you're sick and tired of decisions seemingly going more towards the big clubs, if we're still classing Manchester United as a big club. Is that your genuine belief? Let's say that handball was the other way. Do you think that would have been a penalty?
Yeah, I'm telling you now that VAR is rigged towards the bigger teams. Yeah, but you're laughing, Jack. There'll be people in the comment section that agree with me. Most of them, in fact.
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, but it's not. Do you know what I thought? Do you know what? I'm going to do a bit of market research here. Maybe I'm a deluded Norwich fan. I'm going to go and talk to some fans of some other football clubs that are outside the top six and get their take. Lads, do you think that the top six have got favoured decisions when it comes to VAR? They all said yes. Every single one of them. And they are really switched on. They're not like us. They're actually quite insightful, smart people that we've had in the Oppo, for example. And they are thinking the same thing. It's so, but do you know what, Jack? Right, there's not a lot of noise about this. Everyone's talking about the Maxi Aarons penalty, of course, bringing down Cristiano Ronaldo. My God, Tom Daly would have been proud of that dive. Absolutely pathetic behaviour. Sorry, from the world's best player, supposedly. By the way, not a scratch on Lionel Messi. Seen them both live now. It's no debate anymore. Anyone that thinks Cristiano Ronaldo is better than Messi is completely deluded. And the other one that we're talking about is, of course, the Billy Gilmore chance where he hits it so true. It's a great strike. It's definitely going in. And the bloke has his arm down, but it's a handball. It hits his hand.
But people keep saying it was in a natural position. It wasn't. It was like if it's in a natural position, it's down beside your body.
But I'm telling you, if that's the other way around, United get it. And Man City got it. And all the big clubs get it. But anyway, that's not my point. What actually annoyed me more, Jack, was the fact that Manchester United should have had 15 red cards. Sorry, not red cards, yellow cards. I got put off because my doorbell's ringing. My pizza's coming for tea. They should have had
15 more yellow cards than players.
Honestly, there were so many yellow card offences for Manchester United. I think it was Connor Southwell tweeted.
Yeah, I think there were 17 fouls and 1 yellow card.
It's shocking, genuinely shocking, and it's so. Do you know what? It's actually blatant now. Like it's actually so obvious that the league is corrupt. I don't even know what to say anymore. No, it is, Jack. When VAR comes up against us, I know it's going the other way.
We talk a lot about responsibility on this podcast, and I like this from Lee. He's chipped in with some no-nonsense self-awareness. Another way to overcome these debates.
No, hang on. Look at that profile picture.
Dog of the day?
Dog of the day, 100%.
Another way to overcome these debates is to take your chances, and then we've got nothing to moan about. I love that from Lee. Lee, I love that from you.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It really is. But
I keep getting, Chris, this niggling noise in the back of my brain that says, how many times in the Premier League have we walked away from Carrow Road going, we played well, but we didn't get any points? There's only so long you can do that for before you're staring the Championship down the barrel. And it just felt once again on Saturday, had a couple of chances, and we're just lacking that sprinkling of quality up front.
Yes, we are, but let's not sound that siren until after Christmas.
But is that not a worry?
Yes, of course it's a worry, but I don't. Dino's just come in the house. He's practically had to go through a pre-season with the lads now. He's starting from scratch. He's teaching them the way that he wants to play. Yeah. He's bringing players into the fold that haven't barely kicked the ball. He's bringing back Todd Cantwell, who's been cast out to the under-23s. He's got players out injured, players with COVID. I know I'm making excuses. I know we should have taken our chances. But seriously, look at that. The difference is, Jack, right? After that Tottenham game, we did a podcast. I was bitterly disappointed because you concede 3 and we also gave nothing up top. Whereas this time, it was a spirited performance against Manchester United. Ozan Kabak had 2. Honestly, De Gea showed that he was world-class. He showed that he was world-class against us. De Gea keeps United in the game. They didn't really have a sniff. I think we had equal chances on target, sorry. The stats were even. I think we're unlucky to not get a point. So, look, it's a real shame that I'm just laughing at a comment that I can't bring up on screen. Fred Snell says, Chris stinks of a spinach and ricotta Pizza Express takeaway. I can confirm that it is Domino's. And is
it going to be cold by the time we finish this?
Don't worry.
I quite like a cold pizza.
Anyway, mate, I'm not worried. I'm just not worried. And I'm going into this Aston Villa game thinking, come on, then. Let's get these 3 points.
Okay, fine. Elementary H2 as a question. Thanks for the super chat. First super chat of the evening. We put 6 past Bournemouth by playing Sargent in his natural position and Jollis next to him. Why haven't they played together since? Makes 0 sense to me. Well, Elementary H2, I'll start by saying Jollis has COVID, so that's an issue. We were up against the second string Championship side in Bournemouth. But I guess the question stands, Chris, in that there are players playing out of position to an extent.
Yes, and I do wonder whether Dino will be knocking on Stuart Webber's door. And I know that he said in the AGM that we ain't going to spend any money, but I think we're in a position where we're looking like we probably might have to stand the chance. And do you know what? I know it's against who we are, but this feels like the season to have a little punt, to have a gamble, to have a go in the January transfer window, Jack, because we're still so close. Look at the league. Look at the points. Now, I know there'll be people screaming at their YouTube channels now. They'll be screaming at their phones saying, you're deluded, Chris, you're this, you're that, we're down, we haven't got the players. Regardless of whether you think we've got the players or we've not got the players, we are still so in it points-wise. The door is wide open for Norwich to fly through it. And I know it's easy said and done, but all you need to do is get 2 or 3 wins on the bounce and you're out of there. And I think there's going to be some teams sucked into that hole. And I think that Norwich will have a good chance of getting out of it. I believe under Dino that we can survive. I do. And I know at the moment it's not going to be a popular opinion because we're still losing games of football. But I genuinely believe with the squad that we've got, when they're fully fit and Dino's got them going, I think we could cause some damage. Mate, I'm proud of how we played against Manchester United. Allegedly one of the biggest, best clubs in the league. Sod off, were they? They were average. They were absolutely average. We made Fernandes look like, well, he was average. You get my point?
Chris, I'm going to say 2 words, and I'll let you speak in whatever manner you want to, following these 2 words.
Go on.
Puemaswa Poeta.
Baller.
Decent, wasn't it?
Mate,
What did I say? I said Dean Smith likes this man. And what do we see?
Yeah, you did say that.
The only thing shocking about Poeta's performance at the weekend was that awful haircut. That has to go.
No, he can.
Has to go.
Now he can keep that haircut if he keeps playing like that. I am really impressed with PP. He's been putting in the work.
Reminds me of Yannick Wildschut. Excellent winger.
Nah, he's not as bad as Yannick. I'm really impressed with PP. It was a really, again, spirited performance. He worked so hard for the team. And do you know what I like, Jack? He came off and the Barkley gave him a proper good round of applause.
Yeah,
he deserved it. And honestly, this could be the point where the corner turns for PP. I think it could be, because he's now potentially going to get a string of games, isn't he? Because Jolis is out and still, he's going to take a while to get back after having COVID. Mila Rashica is going to be out for Aston Villa, isn't he? So look, I'm up for a bit of PP out of absolutely nowhere. Do I think he's good enough? I think the jury's still out. But am I happy with what I saw against Manchester United? Absolutely. And I certainly think I've seen more from PP in that game than I have in Josh Sargent. So,
well, I think the nice thing about PP is we still haven't seen too much from him, considering he's been here for a little while now. I think most people just assume that he's all about pace. I saw quite a mature, balanced performance from Poeta against the Manchester United side that had a lot of attacking talent, so he had to do his defensive duties as well, and I thought he was good. Jack Hailstone says, I don't think playing Sargent in his natural position will change anything. It's a 50-50 as to whether he'll actually hit the ball when trying to shoot. Look, Josh Sargent is a man who's been talked about a lot this season, and sadly for mostly wrong reasons. When is the point in which you can continue to play an attacking player having not scored a league goal this season?
You know where I'm at, Jack. If I'm the gaffer, I'm protecting him. I think the good thing for Josh, but potentially the bad thing at the moment, is that he has to play, because we've got too many injuries and players out to not play him. Look, maybe it's a good thing. He's now going to come up against Aston Villa. It's not the quality that we've seen, Tottenham and Manchester United. I know Aston Villa are a team packed full of really good players still, but I don't know, mate. I'm still giggling. You have to laugh. If not, you'll cry. Against Manchester United, there's a chance where he's got on the edge of the box and he decides to do some blooming pirouette thing and lose the ball with loads of time. Didn't need to do it. And then there was one moment where he stood on the ball almost like Dumbo or Bambi on ice and just sort of fell over it. And I'm just thinking to myself, look, I do think there's a player in there. I believe there's a player in there. I know that he's got potential. I trust our scouts. I trust the stats. I trust the fact that they brought him in. I just think he's just not ready yet. And
no,
we're just in a situation with him, aren't we?
I think that his work ethic and willingness to try is undoubted. Like he puts himself about, and I think in the Championship you can get away with that, and that automatically puts you above quite a lot of players who aren't as mobile as Sargent. But when you're in the Premier League and you're maybe getting 2-3 quality chances a game and you're not converting them, that's the difference in survival and relegation. And I'm not seeing enough from Josh Sargent in them forward positions at the moment. Unfortunately for Dean Smith at the moment, there isn't really an alternative. I guess you've got Cantwell, but he's not a a Sargent type player, and suddenly you're looking at what felt like a fairly dense and populated area of the pitch. You're going. I don't know who we're playing now.
Yeah. Well, we've not seen enough from Sargent, but we've certainly seen enough from Jay Chitteran. Wow.
I mean, Jay Chitteran's it's a very, very kind gesture, and clearly throwing that money in to get his dog of the day profile picture entered into our make believe tournament for this evening. Jay Chitteran's dog, currently dog of the day, and Jay says, "Take it back, Jack. The Polish prince has beautiful hair. Happy holidays." Well, happy holiday to you, Jay. I assume watching from the glorious United States of America. And how dare we mock your man, Josh Sargent, after such a kind and generous present in this festive period.
Jay, thank you so much. And seriously, guys, we always say this every time. Please don't feel like you have to super chat to get your comment read out. We normally just pick them at random, so don't feel like you have to put any money in at all. We're so grateful for it, though. It really is massively appreciated. It will all go on Lakens over the festive period.
Very kind, Jay. Chris, just quickly, we've mentioned Plaheta, we've mentioned Jakob Sorensen. I don't think I'm going to say who you're about to say. Maybe I am, but I want to talk about Ozan Kabak.
He's Ozan, he's Ozan, he's Ozan Kabak. He's Ozan, he's Ozan, he's Ozan Kabak.
Mate, blooming heck.
Yeah, there's a player in there.
Mate, he looked absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he was crap before that, but Ozan Kabak was really getting me going against Manchester United. I looked at
what impressed you with that performance?
So pleased you're in our team. I really am. Just the aggression.
Yeah, I like that.
Passion. The fact that he got his skull on it twice. And by the way, both great efforts. The fact that after he missed, he didn't go back. He was agonizingly pained by the fact he didn't score. Ozan Kabak, brilliant player. But we know he's a brilliant player because Klopp said he was a brilliant player.
Well, I think the thing with Kabak, and we said this after Leeds when he made that mistake that led to the second goal, we said, like, there's clearly a player in there. It just doesn't feel as if he's being coached or knows his duties, because he went on that mazy run where he lost the ball against Leeds. And you just felt if he was being coached correctly, that's drilled into him not to do that. And we've seen under Dean Smith, he's come in, he's looked incredibly assured, mature, didn't give the ball away. It felt good from Kabak. And that's promising, Chris, that we've brought in 3 players who were, before Saturday, a long way from the starting 11. We've brought them in for no other reason than injury. And they've impressed. It's given Dean Smith a proverbial headache.
But I'm just so far down the Dean Smith river at the moment. I ain't getting off it anytime soon, Jack. Seriously, I am. I am so impressed with how he's. I just looked at that team and I thought, oh no, this is bad.
Well, it felt Manchester City. It felt as if we were going to get pumped Chelsea-esque, or we were going to create a miracle. And in the end, it was like, this is promising.
They were absolutely brilliant. And it's not, and I'm not disrespecting the players. I'm bigging up Dean Smith because these are players that haven't really been involved. He's bringing them in and they're playing absolutely fantastic football. And do you know what I like, Jack? They're playing as a team now, not as a bunch of individuals that sort of do their own thing and don't come out for a second half. They've got some punch about them now. They've got some fight about them now, and big up to Dean Smith for doing that. And one thing that Dean Smith has got a problem with, which Phoebe, by the way, hello to Phoebe, who's watching, has said, and loads of other people have said as well, is what is going to happen now? Because we've still got this debate, Jack, of the Emperor of Norfolk or Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
Who do you pick for Villa?
Well, I think you pick both.
Hello.
And I think you put Dimi Yanulis in left wing.
Hello, girls.
I really like the idea of it. I like Brandon Williams at left back. I like his aggression. I like the fact if you have a go at him, he'll have a go back.
Yeah, good for you.
But I really, really enjoy watching Dimitri Yanulis. I think he's one of the most cultured footballers we've got at this football club. Yeah. And I think I see more attacking prowess from Yanulis than I do Williams. And I just think it's a waste to have one of them on the bench, because I think they're both Premier League quality. And in a team where we are lacking Premier League quality in certain areas, why not just see what happens? I mean, what's the alternative?
Well, maybe he'll. for sure we're aware of the fact that Dean Smith isn't afraid to mix it up, Jack. And I like that comment from you.
Put it in the mixer. See what happens.
That Giannoulis is one of the most cultured players that we've had at the club. I sincerely hope he's sponsored by Norwich Castle because he's that cultured. Yeah, he deserves a sponsor of that level. Mate, the balls he puts in, the pace at which he runs at defences. Mate, I'm really up for a bit of Dimmy right now. I seriously am. And by the way, do you know something else I'm going to say as well? And I've been messaged about this, and I'm going to turn the tables on you, JR.
On me?
On you. Now, Chaz Tats has said this. If you scroll further up on the comments, he has said, Lucas Roop has been absolute class, LR7 over CR7. We said it on the Matchday Experience, and I can confirm I only had one beer then. I'm saying it stone cold sober now, LR7 over CR7. And Jack, I think it's time that you issued an apology.
Well, I don't know who I'd be issuing an apology. Well,
to Lucas, because your disrespect has been disgusting about
this. That's incredibly unfair, considering that we sponsored him. I've been one of Lucas' biggest advocates during his time at the football club, and I think it's about time. I think it's about time that the viewers of TNC apologise to me, because I've called for this all along. I've wanted Lucas Roop in this side, and as you can see from Chaz Tats' picture, I was probably thinking about Lucas Roop in that image as I was smiling away. So good to see Lucas Roop in the side. And once again, like many of my footballing opinions, proven correct.
That is fraudulent.
No, to be fair, he has been very good. And I think it's once again highlighted by the fact that these players are incredibly well coached under Dean Smith. They know their duties. They're given simple duties and they're carrying them out.
Yes. And it also shows that the recruitment that we're doing has been criticised, and rightly so, by the way. But maybe the recruitment that we've been doing has been right, but they need time to flourish. And this is something that I've spoken about before.
But do we have time?
No, we don't, Jack. No, we don't. But I'm saying that, we signed Lucas last time in the Premier League with the greatest player ever to bless the Norwich City shirt, which is, of course, Duda. And it didn't work.
Duda.
Right? But now Roop is playing really well. And Mustafa Ahmed is in the chat.
Hello, Mustafa.
He or she or they have dropped in a cheeky £5 super chat. To survive in the PL, we need quality. Sargent doesn't have any. Bring Dowell Dino in. At least he can produce a bit of quality with his left foot. What's your take on that, JR?
Look, I don't want to get into the bashing of Josh Sargent. I think we can all agree that he hasn't been good enough this season. I think partly down to recruitment. It's not his fault that he's come with a big price tag attached to his name. I'm also not fully convinced by Dowell. He strikes me as a good championship player, and I think that's that. I think we've got better options in them areas. I think it's, and I don't know when it will happen. It still feels incredibly wasteful to have Todd Cantwell sitting on the bench. I know he hasn't been fully fit. I think he's surely back to them levels now. I like the idea of Giannoulis. You're going to have Milo Rashica coming back into the equation, hopefully by Saturday. So I think we've got better options than Dowell. And I don't want to get into the Josh Sargent bashing, because I think much like the man who I've got on the back of my shirt, Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, players can't decide the amount of money that they're purchased for. But I agree. Sargent's not Premier League quality. We can see that. I don't quite know if Dowell is either.
Jack, I tell you what is quality. A bloke called Craig Killett. Get him up in on screen, please. First of all, we'll answer his statement. He says Rook was set up to fail from the start when he started right wing. Fair point. Maybe he just was never played in the right position. And
I must have erased that from my memory. Did Rook start right wing? That would have surely scarred my brain at some point.
Yeah, I tried to forget that Premier League.
It was like when Marco Stiepermann started at left back.
Oh God!
Remember that? Actually, I had a very good chat. Sorry, we'll get on to Craig's point in a minute. I had a very good chat with someone in the pub over a few Guinnesses at the weekend, and I said to him, "Look, what is Josh Sargent?" And he
Guinness.
said,
"Not Lakens."
The Lakens was the starter. I said, what's Josh Sargent? What is he? Who is he? How do we get the best out of him? And he said, Jack, give him time. This man is the predecessor to Marco Stiepermann. And I looked at him and I thought, you're right. You are right. This man could be the next Marco Stiepermann.
Okay.
Sorry. On to Craig.
No. Interesting point. Look, I just wanted to say a special shout out to Craig. Craigo, as we affectionately know him as. He calls himself a TNC photographer. He sits with us. He's my brother-in-law, and he's an absolute legend. And a lot of you would have seen on social media today, and probably yesterday as well, a video circulating of two Norwich supposed fans who were making Munich gestures towards the Manchester United fans. First of all, we both want to say that it's absolutely despicable and it's appalling behaviour, and there is no place for that in football whatsoever. But I wanted to make a special point of this for Craig, because Craig could have easily said nothing, but he poked them on, he grabbed them on the shoulder, not once, but twice. And I'm not kidding, they're probably about quadruple his size. And he said, no, stop. And I think Craig is an example of how every proper football fan should be. Yeah, there's banter, and then there's just absolutely disgusting stuff like that. And I just want to say a big special shout out to Craig Killett. Go and give him a follow on Twitter and go and big that man up. I'm really proud that we've got people like Craig as Norwich fans. I really am.
Well, I think in general, Chris, it takes bollocks to stand up to people, right? And there were two of them, and they were clearly very intoxicated, clearly very aggressive. And they did get rather aggressive after Craig spoke about it. And thankfully, the actions of Craig and the actions of the Manchester United fans who were filming these two morons are now being investigated by the police. So hopefully there's a positive outcome from what was a pretty distasteful and quite frankly wrong gesture from those two individuals.
Absolutely, indeed. Someone has asked me a question on a different note, perhaps a brighter note, which is something like Kevin Mottershaw.
Good name.
YouTube. Yeah, that could be name, but that could be name of the podcast. So
we'll get on. We'll answer this question. I think I may have spotted a better name already, but we'll get onto it shortly.
Can you raise Kevin, please, Jack?
I'm sure I can over a few beers.
Unfortunately, I can't. I'm logged into the wrong account tonight.
Kevin, mate. I can't see Kevin.
Anyway,
what's he saying?
Anyway, Kevin Mottershaw says, "Okay, Chris and Jack, please answer. Do you think any of our loan players will be called back or any go out?" And this is an interesting one,
Kevin,
because I've had a lot of people say to me, "Oh yeah, Chris O'Neill or Jordan Hugill, could he maybe be the answer?" Maybe we're going to see a player come back from loan in January, Jack, because the squad is looking a bit sparse. We've not got money to invest. Could you see, Jack, a player being brought back from loan?
No, I think some Norwich fans are suffering with what I like to call Kyle Lafferty syndrome, and this is a serious illness where when you haven't watched a player play for a little while, you think they're suddenly better than what they are. Now, I like Jordan Hugill, but once again, he's a championship footballer. And there's a reason he hasn't been scoring championship goals this season is because he's not enough for the Premier League. I love Onel Hernandez. I think he'd be a brilliant acquisition back in that changing room. I'm also not sure he's better than a Poeta or a Rashica or a Cantwell or a Dowell. So I think there's a reason that these players were sent on loan. I think it's for their development. I think it's for the long-term well-being of the football club. And I think we need to think bigger than that if we want to survive in the Premier League this season.
Jack, yes, agreed. A couple of other questions just under that one. One from Ash Bootle, who's, by the way, he always watches Ash, so big up Ash. He says, Villa at home, West Ham away, Arsenal at home, Palace away, with aggression as well. I can feel he's saying it like that. How many points do you think we will get? Jack, you go first.
5. I feel like I'm on countdown and I'm naming how many letters I've got in my word. 5 I'm going for.
I'm going for 6.
Oh, hang on. So break it down then. Where are the points coming? Where are your 6 points coming from?
You start. What are we getting against Villa?
A win.
Yeah, me too. Win.
So that's
time
3.
Time for a big win, by the way. And I
West Ham away.
I can't wait to do that. Oh, Stevie G. Oh, Stevie G. This bugger off. Yeah, we got Dino. Dino's going to suss them out. I can't bloom and wait. I really can't. 3 points against Villa.
Right, so we agree on that. West Ham.
Yeah, it's tough.
Lose.
Yeah.
Something about West Ham, Chris, just not getting good vibes.
They are flying, and it's a horrible stadium.
Just absolutely reeks of a 2-0 defeat.
No atmosphere. They'll bully us again, won't they, like they did last time? Unfortunately, they've got too much quality. Arsenal at home.
Draw.
No, win.
Oh, wow. You're going there?
Yeah. Statement win of the season coming up.
Excellent. And
no. Why are you laughing at that? That's not funny.
I'm not laughing. I'm impassioned by your optimism.
Statement win against Arsenal at home, yeah? They dragged through that game like a cold bag of shit at the Emirates, yeah?
Is it a statement win against the mid-table Premier League side?
Yeah, true. Yeah, good point. It would be, I guess, fine.
A win.
You'd take it, wouldn't you?
So are you saying we're getting beaten by Palace?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
Horrible.
We're picking up a point in South London.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
There you go, Ash. This is a weird one underneath this one. George Taylor, boys, I have mice in my loft. Which player would be the best pest controller? I want some ruthlessly efficient. And we don't have many. Jack, what's your answer to that?
I think it's Jakob Sorensen, because we saw on Saturday that this is a man very able to get rid of pests.
Yeah, Ronaldo, pest. Literally.
Yeah. And the thing I like about Jakob Sorensen, under the radar, probably doesn't charge through the roof, George, would turn up on time, do a job, not drink you out of your Yorkshire tea supply, and get on his way to the next job. So if I'm you, I'm calling the Danish duck, and I'm saying, give me a quote, because I've got some mice in my loft and I need them out.
Jack, I agree with that. And by the way, there's so much love for Craigo in the comments. Let's get some of them up on screen. Mr. Mans is good stuff.
Craig's giving him self-love, which I love. Self-love.
Yeah.
Susanna, Craig's a legend. Craigo.
Love it. Get Craig a statue, says Lewis Vincent. Wow. Why not?
That would be expensive.
It would be him tapping, wouldn't it? Oh dear.
Declan.
Go on.
Declan's seriously concerned, Chris. And I'll tell you why he's seriously concerned.
Go on, why?
Goals. That game was there for the taking had we taken our chances. Can't keep doing this, or we'll get relegated.
Thing is, though, is that they weren't sitting. I'm genuinely. I've changed my tune completely. I do this all the time anyway. People call me out for it, but I'm allowed to do that. I felt against Manchester United, those chances weren't blatant sitters. Tottenham was embarrassing up top, and I stand by that word. It was embarrassing up top. I don't think Ida's chance was a chance. He sliced a slice. I'm going to forgive him for that. Pookie slices it, and then he slices the slice. But Joshy Sargent and Timu's chances, you had to bury those. Against United, a couple of speculative efforts from the outside the box, 2 world-class saves from De Gea, which, by the way, weren't... and by the way, a great chance as well. Timu Pukki, I believe, on the edge of the box, maybe just inside, who got shot away. It's going top left, and De Gea makes a world-class save again. So, yes, it is a concern, Declan. I agree. By the way, thank you so much for your £5 super chat. You don't need to do that, but we massively appreciate it. I'm not as worried about it now. I think it'll come good against Aston Villa. I do. I think Dino's got them sussed out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look ahead to Aston Villa then. And look, there's multiple narratives here. The fact that Dean Smith, of course, managed Aston Villa just a month ago. They're on the new management now with Steven Gerrard. The man I want to focus on, if we're talking about returns, is that of Emi Buendia. He'll be returning to Carrow Road. How are you feeling about it, Chris? Excited, nervous, angry?
I'm not excited because he's the opposition. He's the enemy. I'm not nervous because he's not been that good this season. I'm not worried because I think that the Norwich players will know how to wind him up. And I won't be clapping him. And I won't be clapping him until after the game because he's an Aston Villa player. He's an Aston Villa player. Look, what he did at Norwich, phenomenal. But he's wearing a claret and blue shirt now, okay? When he crosses the white line, I'll be giving him just as much grief as every other opposition player. And believe me, that is a lot of grief. I'm sorry, but that's how it stands with me. And do you know what? I am actually, you said the word excited, Jack. I'm not excited about the return of Emi Buendia. I'm excited to see the Norwich players wind him up.
Do you think that will be the case?
He's off. Banker, red card, easiest bet all season long.
You think?
Yeah, 100%.
It was interesting to hear. Dean Smith was asked about Emi Buendia today, and Dean Smith kept it quite short, but he said he's a fiery character, and I think we knew that.
Yeah.
Do you think Dean Smith will be in the ears of Norwich City players? Will be in the ear of Ben Gibson saying, "Kick him."
I don't think they'll need to be. I think they'll all be kicking him. I think, and all it takes, right, is if you do that from the start, he's a walking yellow card at least, and there's always a risk of a red. Look, I love Emi. I respect Emi. What he did for the football club was phenomenal, but he plays with the opposition now, and after the game, I hope that. Well, I hope he's still there after the game. He might have already been sent off, but I hope he's there to give us a clap, which would be the respectful thing to do. And I will do that. But, at the start of the game, I will be giving him grief and I will stand by that.
If Norwich City perform in the manner in which they did against Manchester United, will they beat Aston Villa?
Yes. Yes, we will.
Yeah?
Yeah,
what needs to change? Because it's all well and good saying, well, the performances have been good, but if they're not translating to points, it doesn't matter.
I think I'm looking at our midfield at the moment, and I'm looking at. I know it seems bad, maybe, but I think people might agree with me. I'm not sure if Billy's given me enough.
Right. You've said you've been consistent with this viewpoint, I must say.
I don't know. It's only the last couple of games.
What is it about him that's not, making your boat float?
It's not Billy. It's the fact that he hasn't got Norman by his side.
Right.
And I think that when Billy is able to find himself in pockets of space and spray passes left, right, phenomenal player, so talented. But I think in these sort of dirty matches that we're playing in at the moment, I think we miss that steel next to him. And when he's expected to do a lot more of the dirty work, but look, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't studied the stats. I'm just thinking. I think in our midfield, Jack, I would like us to carry the ball forwards better. And I would like us to use the wide areas more with our actual wingers rather than our wing backs, because of course then we get left exposed. But I think that's only a small thing. I think it's a case of if we play like we did against Manchester United with the same spirit and desire, I think we'll beat Aston Villa.
Yeah, no, I do feel confident. I think the short-term solution for Norman being out is push Jakob Sorensen into that position. We've got Ben Gibson back, so I assume he'll be alongside Ozan Kabak. You're going to have either Williams or Yanulis at left back and Max Aarons at right back. You've got Jakob Sorensen. He's up to match speed. Put him in the midfield and see what happens.
Drop Kenny. Bit harsh on Kenny, no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I think he's played really well in the last few games.
I don't think he's got the defensive capabilities that Jakob Sorensen possesses.
Oh, I see how it is. Right. So now you can't pick on Lucas Roop. You're going to pick on Kenny, are you?
I'm not picking on anyone. Unlike you, Chris, I want to see Norwich City win.
Oh, rub off that. What is that?
There we go. There's the nibble.
What a load of old shit.
I think you're being a bit harsh on Billy Gilmore.
Well, look, what do you think in the comment section? Are you?
No, I think the vast majority of people would agree with you, Chris.
Okay. Do you want the actual truth? Do you know what's actually just really grinding my gears at the moment? Yeah.
Go on.
It's Chelsea fans saying that he ran the midfield against like this and he did that, and I'm half expecting him to say Billy Gilmore's the front cover star of our bloody program on Tuesday night. Like, I just think like he's a talented player. I still think that he's one of the most exciting loan players we've ever signed. I just think he needs someone by his side that can give him that space to do what he does best. That's all I'm saying.
Look, Charlton Fan 2005 has been spamming Charlton v Norwich predictions. And because you've spammed us relentlessly, Charlton Fan 2005, I will answer with my honest opinion. We are going to absolutely pummel you. So there you go. Also, thank you for beating Ipswich the other week. That was greatly appreciated.
Score prediction for Charlton Norwich?
At least 6, 7, possibly.
Yeah, I'm going 7 heaven on that one. I really am.
There we go. I think.
Do you know what? Can I just a quick comment?
That felt quite good, actually.
Yeah, and let's feel.
Sorry, Charlton Fan. I'm sure you're a lovely person.
Let's feel more good as well. Do you know when there was those videos circulating of those scenes at the Valley from some team that used to play in the Championship not so long ago that play in blue and white. There were those videos circulated. I think it was Wigan. Could be wrong.
Portsmouth.
Yeah, someone like that. I don't know. They play in a ground that they don't own. I don't know. Anyway,
Stowmarket.
Lynn. Those videos came out on social media, and I saw people saying it was horrible scenes. Oh, this or that. I thought it was absolutely superb. I absolutely loved it. I got my popcorn out, and I was loving every second of it. Every second of it. It was glorious entertainment.
And once again, Chris, we said it, didn't we? Don't think the grass is greener after Paul Lambert. You should have kept him. You should have been grateful that he was keeping you in a mid-table League One position.
Oh, and by the way, right, people are saying Alex Neil to Ipswich. No way. He'll be at Hibs. There's no way he's going to Ipswich. He's a better manager than Ipswich. No,
absolutely.
He's a solid Championship manager.
Connor Warnes, thanks for the super chat, Connor. Win versus Villa, draw versus West Ham, draw versus Arsenal, win versus Palace. 8 points in the bag. Fight, passion, belief.
God, that gets me going. God, those last 3 words, Connor. God, that gets me going. Fight, passion, belief. And that is, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if old Craigie Shakespeare's injecting them with that when they go out half time. Here's some fight, here's some passion, here's some belief. I think it's, but yeah, Connor, yeah, you can do that more often. Do you want to just take Jack's place? Yeah, I'll pick him off as host.
I like Connor's profile picture. He's almost like offering me out in the profile. So come on, then. What's up? You want to go, Connor?
No, he's sort of going. Yeah, here we go. Here come the points, boys. Here come the points, boys. Oh, I love it, Connor. Big up.
Excellent. Right, a few final questions, and then and then we'll leave you be for this evening.
As if we're annoying people. Sorry,
no, I think we'll leave it at that. Right. Final words, Chris.
Cannot wait for tomorrow night. Cannot wait.
I'm really excited about Tuesday night game. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's really tickling.
When was the last Tuesday night game we were at in person?
I can't remember. It's filling me with a lot.
Ages ago.
Yeah, and you know what it's like. Tuesday nights under lights at Carrow. God, it's loud. It really gets me going. And I think it'll be raucous in the Barclay. I think it'll be a defiant atmosphere. These fans now know. We know that this team are on the edge of a win. And I think it will come. And there's something so sweet about the fact that Dino's there. By the way, Dean Smith, right? I've said it before. I'll say it again. Biggest chopper in the Premier League. What did he say in today's press conference? Yeah. He was absolutely fantastic what he said about Aston Villa. Basically, he said, Villa did me over. Yeah. So it's done. And I just thought the way he said it was brilliant. And I think Dino's got revenge on his mind. And I can't wait to see it.
Do you know what I also loved? Dean Smith, he said that when his son returned from New York, he didn't want to come and watch his dad at Norwich. He wanted to be back at Villa. And you know what? I respect that from Dean Smith's son. No family loyalty.
Yeah.
Back's the club you love watching. But you know what, Dean Smith's son? You get pummeled tomorrow night. Norwich are in town.
I'm pleased you added on that bit at the end. Craigie's in with a stato, by the way. Good old Craigo. He says, we've never won on a Tuesday night in the Prem. Hello.
Really?
That is horrific. That can't be true, Craigo.
No, I think I recall us winning against Sunderland. Steve Morrison scoring. Yeah. Or was that not a Tuesday? Hang on, let me search that.
Let me
put that into the old stat meter and see. Hang on. I think it was Norwich 2,
It's
Sunderland
me,
nil.
TNC, has said that's getting clipped, by the way. I have no blooming doubt, though. No context will be onto that shortly.
Who won 26th of September 2011? Now, was that a Tuesday?
Oliver Bensley is in the house. He says, is Chris coming to GY for a Christmas pint soon?
Are you? I'm not sure if you're welcome, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, I did order some body armor from Amazon the other day, so if it comes on time, I might be able to get there, Oliver. But there you go.
Oh no, it was a Monday we beat Sunderland.
Do you know what my message is? My last fighting rally cry to the faithful is: let's do this tomorrow night.
Yeah, let's have some.
Let's have some. Yeah, let's fight. Yeah, in the stands and on the pitch.
Not fighting in the stands, or maybe I'll fight you in the stands.
I'll fight you if you don't sing again.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no, I'm not having it. You should be singing from the first second to the last.
I do.
I need more from you tomorrow night, Jack Reeve. I need. Let's get the Barclay. Actually, do you know what? I'm not calling out the Barclay. Yeah, I'm calling out the River End tonight. I'm calling out the family end. Yeah, you see that passion that you gave when Ronnie dived? I want that all 90 minutes tomorrow night. That's what I want.
Good. And in the words of James R, let's be having you. Yes. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I've really enjoyed tonight.
Quick public service announcement.
Go on.
We've got a TNC opposition preview live, and it's going to be happening this Thursday. It's an early kickoff on the old TNC Oppo this time, though. It's 5 o'clock, and it's going to be with the West Ham Fan TV boys.
Love them boys.
Our friends of the channel. We love what they do, and they love us. So it's going to be fun. There's going to be a couple of those boys trying to beat me up live on a TNC Oppo. So come and join us, 5 o'clock. And as always, might I say, a massive thank you for all of the support. It's been phenomenal recently. The numbers on social are ridiculous. The Instagram followers, we've just broken 16K. It's phenomenal. And we're so grateful, aren't we, Jack?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And thanks to everyone for tuning in this evening. We'll see you tomorrow night at Carrow. If you see us, give me a hug. Give Chris some abuse.
One last comment, because it's worthy. Christos Fellas is in the house.
How did I know you were going to bring that up?
See you tomorrow, Jack. # don't bring your picnic bar. Yeah, I agree. Don't you dare bring a... Hey, who has picnic bars in their top 3?
I tell you what, it gave me spirit and joy to see such an influx of hatred towards you for your after 8 selection. You were so confident that people loved after 8s.
No, mate, I'm sorry. Never, ever trust anyone in life that puts Ferrero bloody Rockney as their number 1. That's criminal. Absolutely criminal. Anyway, thanks for watching. And we'll.
I like this. I feel like everyone in life should be given a second chance. And Charlton fan has apologised for spamming. Have a good day. He said.
Have a good day to you, Charlton.
Thanks, Charlton.
York.
I don't think it's going to be 7, by the way. I think it's going to be 5.
I don't think it's going to be 7 either. I think it's going to be 9.
And on that bombshell, we'll see you all again very soon. Have a lovely evening. Bye.